look like a zombie. Hello everybody, I'm going to be talking to you rather quietly from the hotel lobby whilst I eat my orange. Just come straight from the onsen. Obviously we're snowboarding at the moment. It's so much fun. Oh yeah, a little catch about the onsen, which I didn't know until I made the endeavour to go inside on the first day, is that you have to be naked. And for me this was a huge culture shock. Genuinely, if I was in the UK, I don't think I would have done it, but because it's socially acceptable here, obviously, I was like, fuck it, and I did it, and I'm proud of myself because I've been going almost every day and I love it. Like, it's so freeing. I do not like being naked. I don't like being remotely near naked in front of people. I don't know if that's a bad or a good thing, it doesn't really matter. To be fully naked in a public, like, so it's like the sauna, like a steam room, like the public baths, that was a big step for me. So honestly, we've been here for just over a week, and I wanted to talk about being a beginner in this context. For me, it was snowboarding, and to be honest, I think when you go skiing or you go snowboarding, it is more socially acceptable to be a beginner. It's like you don't get frowned upon necessarily, because it's not like a worldwide common sport that many people do. Like, I'd never ever been skiing or snowboarding with my family. Ted had been a few times with his. Some people, you know, some people go, some people don't. So it's not like that much of like, I didn't feel too embarrassed as a beginner. And this is what I want to talk about, is the art of being a beginner. And this is in everything. Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like once you pass the stage where your parents are, you know, pushing you to do sports and clubs and try new things and putting you in different groups, then it's kind of like it's in our own hands now. And a lot of people just look at that as the fact that we're too old to try anything new, and no one will really like step outside their comfort zones by choice, really. Like, I don't know, when you get to your, especially your teenage years, even when I was like 13, I thought I was too old to go and learn to play football. I did, and I pushed past the fear of that, and I think it was more down to the fact that I went with a friend, so I didn't do that alone. I would never have gone alone to a football club with an already established football team as a beginner. I would have been far too embarrassed. You know, it comes down to the fear of judgment. We're scared of being judged, we're scared of being compared to by other people, and it obviously, it makes a lot of sense, it's literally human nature, but I don't know, I feel like if you don't ever surpass that fear, then you're going to be held back by so much in your life. And the best part of like coming into adulthood for myself was getting over this fear. And I think it kind of like came down to the fact that I didn't enjoy spending all my free time in the pub anymore, getting drunk, getting high on fields, and everything that I was doing just wasn't my vibe anymore. It was leading me down the complete wrong path, and I wasn't enjoying it, and I was looking for more purpose. So I kind of, you know, I left friend groups, slowly but surely left friend groups, and realised that I was pretty lonely and didn't have much going for myself. So I was like, right, I want to just try everything. And so I would go to like yoga classes, I would go to, you know, different gyms all of the time. And I know this sounds like small things, but it was outside of my comfort zone, especially alone. Like, this was the big thing, is going alone. I'd take myself on solo dates. I would try really ones tomorrow. The biggest one for me over the past few years was Muay Thai. I was terrified to go into a martial arts gym as a complete beginner. That in itself is terrifying. I mean, this is the thing, being a beginner at anything, being stripped of all your knowledge, all your skill set, having to ask for help with pretty much everything, having to, once you start, having to acknowledge your weaknesses and stuff, it's all such a humbling experience. But like I said, with Muay Thai for me, I am now a year in and I'm nowhere near, I wouldn't even say intermediate or advanced, I would probably still say I'm a beginner, but I'm past the fear and it's now so much fun. Life becomes really fun, and it's not just sports either. In my sense, it was kind of always with like fitnessy things, but it could be learning a language, it could be going to a comedy group, comedy class, quite literally anything. I mean, even this YouTube channel, technically I am a beginner at YouTube, and that was terrifying, and I spoke about that in a video the other day. Snowboarding over the past 2 weeks, wow. So my boyfriend had convinced me, you'll be fine, you'll pick it up really quickly. And to be completely fair, I pretty much did. But did I get frustrated? You know, again, stripped of all knowledge, having to start from square one. It was humbling, and like, it's frustrating, and you get hot and flustered and just fall and you get injured, and it's just, yeah. And there would be times when my boyfriend was like, no, you're doing really well, like, and I just didn't want to hear it. So it was kind of like having to put all ego aside and just actually learn. We got a lesson on the first day. I think it was about 2 hours, and that was the only lesson that we had, and from there it was kind of like all in. But in a way, I think as well, one of the best ways to be a beginner and to learn is to throw yourself in the deep end. So doing that, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's kind of like I was kind of figuring it out for myself. You know, I learned the very basics, but from there it's like all a flow. It's like a lot of failure, a lot of overcoming failure, and so many people are just scared to do that. I mean, who was it? Was it ASAP Rocky that said, like, since when did it become uncool to try? Or something. It was something along those lines. And I don't even need to explain that. That speaks for itself, and it's so true. No one wants to be seen putting in the effort at a beginning stage if they haven't yet got a result or something, if that makes sense. Anyway, this is just my opinion. I think being a beginner is beautiful, and I'm gonna go now.
not moving. You are moving.
So we have just checked out of our snowboarding hotel. We got the shuttle bus, we're at the train station now. I'm just outside obviously recording this little outro, I guess. We were there for 2 weeks and let me tell you, it went quickly but it also went so at the same time, because we were isolated in the middle of the mountains in this resort. So it was pretty much the same thing every day, you know, wake up, our ritualistic banana bread and coffee every day, and I'm gonna miss that so much. We even went back there this morning even though we went snowboarding. But anyway, yeah, every morning that, snowboarding for a few hours, and I'd go work, gym, same thing every day in this resort. So yeah, as for snowboarding itself, because obviously this is what I was dedicating this video about, is to being a beginner. So much fun. Like once you kind of like surrender to the fact that you don't know shit about something and you just allow yourself to fail, allow yourself to pick yourself back up, etc, etc, and just, I don't know, even for me when I go out, like one day I'd be out snowboarding and I don't know if anyone knows anything about snowboarding, but it's pretty much heel toe, like how you move correctly, and I could not get on my toes edge very much. I'd find that intimidating and I would always fall over and stuff, and like, so one day I was literally like heeling my whole way down the mountain and I was like, I could never heel toe down that, like I don't understand it, I can't get my head around it, I won't be able to do it. That's fine, at least I can still go. And literally like the next day, all of a sudden, the more and more I'd try it obviously the more I'd fail and the more my body would adjust and pick up on it, and then by the end I was heel turning down the hill, which for me was a big accomplishment. Didn't do any black runs, but we're actually going snowboarding again with my boyfriend's dad in like 5 days I think, so who knows, by the end of then I'll be doing backflips most likely, just saying. Snowboarding is so exciting, so to learn snowboarding is, you can't really compare it to learning a language, which is a real slow burner and stuff, and I don't know, and obviously I'm generalizing learning and being a beginner, but it does all come down to the same principles of just, like I said, surrendering, allowing yourself to be a noob at something. And that is even more exciting. When I go snowboarding in 3 years time, to be able to see progress is just, there's nothing compares to be able to see progress, and that goes for anything. Okay, goodbye.